What's up guys, thank you to back my channel. Today I will telling about the 1938 1-dime coin of the United States, commonly known as the Mercury Dime, represents an era of artistic expression, national pride, and resilience during the early 20th century. Officially titled the Winged Liberty Head Dime, this 10-cent coin was minted from 1916 to 1945 and remains one of the most beloved designs ever, produced by the U.S. Mint. The 1938 edition of the coin stands as a late example of the series, struck during a time when America was recovering from the Great Depression and moving toward industrial and social renewal. Origin and design inspiration. The design of the Mercury Dime was created by the famed American sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, who was also responsible for the Walking Liberty half-dollar. In 1916, the U.S. Mint sought to replace the Barber dime, designed by Charles E. Barber, which had been in use since 1892. The Mint wanted a more modern and artistic design to represent the ideals of liberty, progress, and freedom. Weinman's design featured a young liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. Because of the resemblance of Liberty's portrait to the Roman god Mercury, the messenger god with winged sandals and helmet, collectors and the public quickly nicknamed it the Mercury Dime. However, it was never intended to depict Mercury. It is purely a representation of Liberty herself, youthful and intelligent. Obverse design, front of the coin. On the obverse of the 1938 Mercury Dime is the winged Liberty head. Facing left, Liberty's cap features small wings that represent freedom of mind and thought, a deeply intellectual symbol for a nation proud of its democratic ideals. Around her head is the word Liberty, and the national motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left of her neck. Beneath the bust is the date 1938, and to the right of the neck is the designer's initial, AW, for Adolph Weinman. The overall look of the obverse combines classical beauty with symbolic depth, reflecting the artistic spirit of the early 20th century when coinage was being reimagined as both money and art. Reverse design, back of the coin. The reverse of the Mercury Dime features a fasces, a bundle of wooden rods tied around an axe, an ancient Roman symbol representing strength through unity and authority of law. The fasces is wrapped in an olive branch, which symbolizes peace. Together, these two symbols express the dual message that America seeks peace but is always ready to defend its liberty and principles. The inscriptions on the reverse read United States of America around the top, 1 dime along the bottom, and the national motto E pluribus unum, out of many, 1 inch, to the right of the fasces. This combination of design and inscription creates one of the most balanced and meaningful reverses in U.S. coinage. Composition and specifications. The 1938 Mercury Dime was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, with a total weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. Its silver composition gave it both intrinsic value and aesthetic brilliance, with a bright, reflective finish that appealed to collectors and citizens alike. Each coin contained about 0.07234 troy ounces of pure silver, giving it a tangible sense of worth even beyond its 10-cent denomination. Minting and production in 1938. In 1938, the Mercury Dime was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. The mint marks can be found on the reverse, to the right of the E in ONE. Philadelphia Mint produced 22,190,000 coins. Denver Mint produced 5,537,000 coins. San Francisco Mint produced 8,090,000 coins. Compared to earlier years, 1938 saw moderate mintage levels, enough for circulation, but low enough that well-preserved examples are treasured today by collectors. Historical context of 1938. The year 1938 was a significant one in U.S. and world history. America was recovering from the Great Depression under the New Deal programs, initiated by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Industrial production and employment were slowly improving. Meanwhile, the world was on the brink of the Second World War, a conflict that would soon test America's resolve and strength. In this atmosphere, the Mercury dime represented more than currency. It symbolized resilience, optimism, and unity. The fasces and olive branch combination echoed the balance. America sought strength without aggression, peace without weakness. Circulation and usage. The 1938 dime circulated widely throughout the United States. It was a common sight in everyday transactions, from buying a newspaper, a loaf of bread, or a ticket for public transportation. Because it contained real silver, it retained purchasing power and respect among the people. For many Americans, coins like the Mercury dime represented stability in a time of uncertainty. Silver dimes such as the 1938 issue circulated for decades. Even after the Mercury design was replaced in 1946 by the Roosevelt dime. By the 1960s, however, the rising price of silver caused many people to hoard these older coins. And by 1965, the US Mint removed silver from most circulating coins altogether. Collector interest and value. Today, the 1938 Mercury dime holds significant numismatic interest. Coins in circulated condition are valued primarily for their silver content. But uncirculated examples, especially those with full bands on the fasces, indicating a sharp strike, are highly prized by collectors. A full-band 1938D dime, for instance, can command hundreds of dollars in top condition due to its crisp detail and rarity. Grading plays a key role in determining value. Good, G4, condition, noticeable wear but design visible. Fine, F12, condition, more detail on Liberty's hair and wings. Extremely fine, EF40, condition, light wear, clear features. Mint state, MS60 to MS67 fully lustrous. No circulation wear. Well-preserved examples of the 1938 Mercury dime remain a symbol of artistic beauty and historical importance in American coinage. Legacy of the Mercury dime. The Mercury dime series, including the 1938 issue, holds a special place in American numismatic history. It combined classical artistry with patriotic symbolism, representing the nation's ideals at a pivotal time in history. Adolph Weinman's vision of liberty, intelligent, free, and graceful, became a lasting image of American strength and hope. When the Mercury dime was replaced in 1946 with the Roosevelt dime, it was done to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death. Yet, collectors and historians continue to regard the Mercury dime as one of the most elegant coin designs ever produced by the United States Mint. Conclusion. The 1938 one-dime Liberty coin is not just a small piece of silver, it is a window into America's past. It tells a story of artistry, resilience, and progress during a transformative period in the nation's history. From Weinman's inspired design to its widespread use across the country, the 1938 Mercury dime embodies the enduring spirit of liberty that defines the United States. Even today, holding a 1938 Mercury dime connects us to that era, a time when every coin carried not only monetary value, but also the ideals and pride of a nation determined to rise above adversity and move toward a brighter future. Would you like me to include a section describing the coins, circulation condition and preservation tips? About 300 to 400 more words.